home
take
and
it
write
home.
to it, and that's when he writes his best songs,
Come
in my
back.
opinion.
But you know, Ahmad will write a lot of songs from start to finish and bring them in and be like, hey man, I've been working on this, and you know, and probably a lot of people don't know he can sing pretty good too. You know, I don't think he thinks he can, but a couple of lessons, and this guy could be singing and writing his own stuff. You know, super talented. But you know, other times he'll just have an idea. Man, I just been kicking this idea around for a couple of weeks. What do you think? You know, and then we'll start writing. You know, like the if you heard the original "We Roam the Night" song to where it is now, it was just a little teeny piece, a little piece of verse and something that could be a chorus. You know, and we came in here and you know 3-4 hours finally got like a little bit of a structure. You know. And then took it up to our buddy's studio, recorded what we had, gave it to our guitar player. He laid stuff down.
Just kind of starts adding in parts, and then we bring it together.
I wrote a couple lyrics, helped with a little melody stuff, and he finishes the verses, and then we come back in here, and that's kind of how it works a lot of the time.
Are there any bands in town that you like?
Yeah, for sure. The Dirty Hooks, I can't help mentioning them. I love Janine, and I just like the band. You know, it's you go to a lot of shows, you're at a lot of shows, you get a lot of demos and EPs and CDs and stuff like that. But you know, how many of them do you leave in the CD player? You know, for a week while you're going back and forth to work and stuff. Like
They're one of my
that.
there.
That's one of the things that you know, if I like a band, I'm listening to them, or at least have their single on a mixtape or something. I make a lot of mixtapes.
Yeah, I have their album on
like that. Yeah, you know. He was saying the other day, I was like, dude, you gotta check out this band. They're called Gold Boot.
Yeah,
you're gonna dig it. And he's like, man, I've been following these guys for a minute. You know.
They actually they rehearsed down here at the Alamo, and I don't know if
they
they
just played the Bunkhouse.
They rehearsed down here. I don't know if
Really
they
cool.
ever had a full-on band at one point, but now they're just all the way down to a two-piece. It's just a drummer, a singer.
Yeah,
they
singer
play
plays
some tracks
guitar.
and stuff, and that's kind of like trending now. You know, you see a lot of two pieces nowadays. There's like a few bands in town doing like that two-piece thing, but I like what they do. It's like real. He sings in almost like a little falsetto kind of voice, and it's like
real
disco-y,
Michael Jackson,
dancey, but they do it well. You know, if you're gonna do something like that, it's like especially when you're broken all the way down to just two people. You got to do it well, and they do it well.
Yeah, you know who I'd love to see live is the band Otherwise.
No, I've never heard of.
This guy Adrian and his brother, Adrian Patrick, and these guys, the two brothers that have been doing it forever since we've been in town doing our thing, probably longer. And they're out on tour right now. They finally got hooked up with the record label and stuff like that. But this guy is he's another one of those frontman guys, man. And you can't, even the music is a little out of what I would normally listen to genre-wise, but he's just so amazing that you can't help liking, just liking it. I'm always find myself popping up on YouTube, watching, seeing what those guys are doing. I like to see him out on the road, doing these big shows and stuff like that, and, it's...
They earned it, those
yeah,
guys. They
exactly.
paid their dues.
They paid their dues. The Killers, I don't know if they're considered a local band anymore, but the biggest band to ever come out of Nevada. I mean, they influenced. I think you can hear them in some of our songs here and there. You can't help but to,
And then we mentioned we were talking earlier, Most Thieves.
Yeah,
if you get a
Most
chance
Thieves.
to listen to those guys, they've opened for the Killers like a number of times, and they're just
big things.
great. The songwriting is just it's awesome lyrically and musically, like their transitions, the melodies they come up with, they're right on par. Like I could see them blowing up like huge. You should definitely check them out. The keyboard player, songwriter, who's in their band. His name's Eric Ricky, and he's the one who ended up producing our last EP. So now we have a personal
our
connection.
new EP.
Our new EP.
Yeah.
But now we have a personal connection to them too.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
Close to Modern's a cool band.
Mm-hmm.
We've done some shows with. I don't know what those guys are calling themselves now, but Franz Voltaire and his little crew.
Yeah, they were originally, I don't know if you remember, Neon Facade.
They were called Neon Facade.
And then they kind of broke up and kept a few members, redid their little project, and came back out with Sex and Latex.
Sex and Latex, that's
Have you
it.
heard
And
of
you know
those
what?
guys?
Anything these guys do, I like. I don't know what it is. They are so just out there doing, you know, whatever comes out original, like just doing their own thing.
Mhm.
You'll never find these guys, you know, doing what somebody else is doing. Not even close, you know. And this guy, he just doesn't care. And when I say he doesn't care, I mean that he doesn't care what anybody thinks.
Yeah.
He's up there doing his thing, and it's just so creative, and it's, you know, it's poetic, and it's crazy, it's weird, and it's
He
just
doesn't care how
super
many
cool.
people he's playing for. Like,
Super
just comes
cool.
out. Sometimes he'll come out like, I think he might even come out on stage like naked one day or something.
Oh, he had no shirt on, and
Just-
he was just, you know, the makeup and everything. But yeah, we did a lot of shows with those guys, man, and they're just really good guys, young, talented guys that just keep doing it, you know. And I like that because the Vegas scene is a little bit different. You know, we came from New York and LA. And, you know, I went to school in Boston.
Yeah.
So
I'm
we're
from New York.
yeah, we're from these big major
Long Island.
metropolitan, you know, where there's so many things are created, come out of New York and come out of LA for the
Yeah.
first time. And Vegas seems to be a little bit behind the times sometimes. You
It's
know?
starting to blow up though.
But yeah, but guys like that are just super original, super cool.
Yeah.
Even if you didn't like it, you're still gonna like it. I don't know
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
You're getting a show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're getting art. You know.
Yeah.
Have you found it easy or hard to work with promoters in Vegas? And what is your favorite venue if you have one
Ooh.
to play in?
It's been easy
It's
for
been
us.
pretty easy,
Promoters,
yeah.
We've always been able to get tons of gigs.
It'd be nice to either get paid more or for some of the venues to do some more promoting.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
You know, it's really hard for bands that are trying to make it to bring 150 people to a show when right down the street is We Are Scientists and then 2 blocks further is Shiny Toy Guns on the same night, you know,
Yeah.
and the venue's not doing any advertising or anything like that. You know, they kind of just expect you to bring, you know, and it's, you know, it's really difficult to do, but you know, it's been pretty easy booking shows, and you know, like Mandy over at the Artifice is amazing. You know, she'll put shows together for you. She'll let you put together shows, and you know, and there's always some great art, and you know, there's people selling, you know, paintings and just crafts and stuff.
Yeah, I love
You
the
know,
Artifice and the
yeah, it's a
Art
great
Factory.
little corner right there. You know, I like Joe Love over at the Triple B's, man. Really solid guy. He's always down to, you know, to book something, to do something, do a big night, you know. Mark Hornsby was probably our favorite for a long time. I don't know if he's doing too much promoting anymore, but he ran the Cheyenne Saloon for a number of years,
Okay.
and the Black Door. Do you remember the Black Door?
No, I don't remember.
Black Door was next to.
No, the Green Door. But I never heard the Black Door.
Yeah, right. He's been to the Green Door. The Black Door was the next to Double Down, and it was there for maybe what, year and a half, maybe 2 years. You know, yeah, you know, stuff comes and goes sometimes, but he was always great. He puts together great shows.
It's a wasted space.
Always
though.
treated you well, you know.
You might have done
Andrew
wasted space.
Courtney over at the Hard Rock Cafe always treats us like rock stars.
Mhm.
You know, even though we're trying to be rock stars. You know, but you know, feed you and pay you and get up with drinks and stuff like that. You know, set you up in the green room. You know, there's some. It's small, but there's some really cool people out here.
I knew you had lost members. How was it trying to find new ones? Was it hard or with a lot of auditions?
Oh my God.
It's very,
Oh,
very difficult
it's
in this town.
Awful. It's awful. That's one of the big things. It's a drawback. Is the pool of talented musicians is very small, and most of them are doing their own thing.
Mhm.
You know, the ones that are really good aren't waiting for Love Vendetta to have an opening for a guitar player. You know, they're writing their own songs, put their own band together. I just feel like if we were in LA or New York, man, we'd have a line, you
Yeah.
know, down the hall for some of these spots that we were trying to fill.
literally back in New York, if we like we went through a couple of bass players in my old band back in New York, and we put an ad up on Craigslist, and 2 days later we'd have so many people that we'd set it up like a casting call, where we'd have a line of people. We had a studio just like this in a hallway. We'd have a line of people waiting. We do 15-minute auditions. Just have them come in and they just go all out, like next, come in, and like it was crazy
Guy
the
came in.
amount of musicians like you can get. And this would just be like after like 2 days of advertising.
Guy
Here,
came
like
in
you literally can go like
for an
5-6
audition
months
one
just
time.
to find like one or two guys to come down. Like,
We've been looking for a keyboard player for over a year, put it that way. Synthesizer, keyboard, you don't even have to play that well. You know, you don't need to be classically trained. You can't find them out here. Anybody that's any good is taken or they're on the strip playing, you know, top 40 stuff. They consider it. I'm pro keyboard player, and I'm only want paid situations and stuff like that. You see it all the time on Craigslist. Tell them about that interview, the audition. One guy comes in, he goes all out on this song, tears his shirt off. He runs at the wall, runs up the wall, and does a backflip in the thing, and that was like his finale for the audition.
Literally,
Like,
the room was about as half this size. This kid, at the end of the song, ripped his shirt off, and we were like, what the hell is he doing? Everyone just started clearing out because we didn't know what was the matter with the kid. If he was on drugs or something. He ran against the wall, ran up the wall like a ninja, did a back split, and just ended. It's like, call me.
yeah. I mean, it would be lucky. We're lucky to get, you know.
I wish we could have that back now. I wish
Yeah.
we could get that now.
You're lucky to get like 6 or 7 responses on an ad, and then probably 5 out of the 6 are we don't even have come in. You know, and that's for any guitar, bass, whatever. You know, but we got to tell them, you know, this is what we're about. Here's our stuff. Here's our pictures. Here's what we listen to. Here's what our influences are. You know, and then, you know, we don't want to say, hey, you know what, I need a picture. You know, you got to be this good-looking guy to be in the band or something. But, you know, we can't have we're a guy that's, you know, 60 years old that wants to come in and play bass guitar for us because, you know, we're just not. It's not that band.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to kind of fit a little bit.
Yeah.
But some of the randoms that we've had come and audition and stuff are just weird, man. Weird.
It's fun, honestly.
Yeah, weird stuff. We had a guy come, keyboard player, moved here from California, joined the band, sleeping in his car. I mean, he's got everything packed up in his car. He had saved up $5,000-$6,000, and we're trying to get him, you know, set up in an apartment and stuff like that. We do one show at the Mirage, and 2 days later, he went on a binge all weekend, met some cocktail waitress at Planet Hollywood, dropped all $6 grand gambling and partying. He calls us from the road, hey man, shit just didn't work out. I love you guys. I'm on my way back to California. You know, it's that kind of stuff. It's like really.
It's funny, like, funny you say that, like, there are people doing their own thing. Like, when I started this magazine, I started it because the arts and culture scene seemed to be very compartmentalized. Everybody was not against everybody, but everybody was doing their own thing. So I was like, if I try to do what I'm going to do, help people, and if everybody helps everybody, everybody wins.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, come together. That was my whole thing.
It's starting.
Yeah.
You know, they actually have it's a local Las Vegas, or maybe it's called downtown Las Vegas, like a meeting.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's,
Yeah,
I think it's once a month over at the window at the Ogden building downtown. And it's Patrick Pulsar and people like that. He's another great promoter, you know, really cool guy.
He's done a lot
Always
for the
good
music
vibes,
scene.
man, yeah. But yeah, they meet at this place called The Window, which is part of the Downtown Las Vegas project, and it's they call it like free like shared workspace, or I don't know. You just go in there, set up your laptop, there's people hanging out, you know, and yeah, they have these meetings, and you can usually it's on the Neon. I think it's on the Neon
Are
Reverb.
they just bouncing
page.
ideas about how to make?
How to pull the scene together, how to
Scene better.
make things better, to do things differently. You know, I haven't been. The first time I saw it was last week. But I know, you know, I work downtown now. I know where the window is and everything like that. So I'm thinking about popping in next time they have one. But yeah, it's something you should look into. I think on the Neon Reverb Festival page or Patrick Pulsar's page, they'll post and invite people and stuff like that. But yeah, that definitely be something to go down.
2 more questions. What kind of sound can we expect from the new EP? What differences can we listen
I think whereas maybe some of the last few songs that we recorded, you know, they had like more of like a post-punk kind of vibe to them, a little more like they were a little more aggressive, but then you know,
We definitely slowed it
pop
down.
element to it.
Yeah.
These songs I think have more of that 80s new wave synth mixed in. They were written in a more like focused kind of environment. We left the studio for a while here, and we're just going to like a little home studio where it was quiet. And we really, I think with this new EP, we really were very like deliberate, like on the lyrically, like every song we put meaning, you know, like every song had a theme, every song had just a certain degree of depth and purpose, you know. Like whereas in the past, some of the songs we kind of just were jamming on, and if it felt good, we kind of
It's always
put it
loud.
together. If it worked, and
in here.
it was kind of abstract. It didn't necessarily make sense, and we didn't even care, you know. Like,
Meaning and passion make
like
songs better, I think.
every one of these songs like has something real to it, a real life experience, something that came from a memory, you know, or from a certain
Yeah,
desire. It was it's very personal.
I've had
Even though-
several people say, "Wow, you know, it's great that people are, you know, songwriters are still poets after hearing some of the lyrics and stuff like that." And a lot of the stuff when we were writing it here together as a band, it's loud, it's fast, and it's, you know, it didn't necessarily have a story that came from, you know, past
like,
experiences or anything like that.
Sometimes it was just things
Just
that
talking
felt
about
good,
whatever
sounded good,
at the
which
time.
works too at times.
Yeah.
You know, it's like music.
Yeah.
You can do anything with music, but these 6 songs in this new EP, it's like, I mean, I can see them right now, all 6 songs, and everyone has a story that's from one of our childhoods, or you know, from something that's going on currently in our lives. Like, so, 6 songs. It's a short EP, but it's like it's jam packed with
Yeah.
truth, you know, which I thought was very important for this EP, to make sure I wanted something truthful, and we got it. You know.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
important.
we have our manager. His name's Ryan Williams. He's out back east right now, and he's really working hard sending out the press kits and trying to get us a booking agent and just getting our music out there to some of the right people to listen to and stuff. So we're really we're excited for, you know, some possible stuff to come up in the near future. And we want to get out there and start playing behind the album. But you know, the whole regrouping and stuff like that, you know, it takes a minute.
Yeah.
You don't want to just jump on stage
Yeah.
and play a show to play a show. We're just not that band anymore. You know, we need everything to be right and ironed out, and yeah. So
What are your short and long-term goals as a band?
short term, I want to get back on stage, man.
Yeah,
I
we're just
want to
ready
do
to
a
get back and
show
start
so
playing.
bad.
Yeah, I
can
wanna see
taste
some.
it.
When was the
every
Triple-
single day.
when was the Triple B show?
A while ago.
Yeah, that was the last time I saw you.
What,
So we haven't played a
7
show in
months?
about
6 months?
About 6 months now.
Yeah, so I mean, short term, we got to get this new guitar player and bass player together, where everything is nice and tight, and then work on our whole stage, you know, live show
Yeah.
performance. We want to add a couple things, maybe some visual things this time while we're on long term, you know, I would just like to be out on the road. You know, if I was making enough money to pay the rent every month and the phone bill, you know, I could live out of vans and motels. And I just want to be out there performing. I want to get out of state and play for people that don't know us, that never heard our music before. And I think that's really the true test of if you're doing anything that's good or not. You know.
Yeah, I've reviewed a few bands from
Is to
LA.
really get out there,
San Francisco.
man. Go hit, you know, New Mexico and Utah. And, you know, we went on a tour one time all the way to St. Louis and back about 3 years ago or so. And it was great. We just played some bars in the middle of nowhere in, you know, Manhattan, Kansas. You know, and we walk in and there are these people looking at us like, who are these people from Las Vegas, you know? And we drop into some, you know, some of our Lips Like Morphine stuff, and people would turn around and start paying attention, you know? And we met so many people. I mean, we sold so much merch. We never thought we'd sell that much merch. In town, we don't sell nothing hardly, you know? I end up giving away half the stuff because everybody
Do you have any shirts?
is a friend, is broke. You know what? Do we have any in the studio?
Not in the studio. I think
Next time I see you on.
We're working on new T-shirts right now. So definitely a shirt. Maybe you already sent them the EP, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have
I
it.
get them.
Okay,
Gotcha.
definitely a shirt for sure. But meeting all these people from all over the place when we went out in Denver and Missouri, and you know, and that was so cool. And having these people say, "Wow, man, we really loved your set. You know, we want to buy a CD. You know, can you sign a T-shirt for us?" And you know, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
Focusing right now, like that's like our primary focus right now. It's like on booking agents.
yeah.
So we're shopping booking agents right now, and to just get back out on the road, you know, put in some work on the road and bring Vegas,
Forget about
bring
this
Las
internet
Vegas to the rest of
stuff
the world.
and all they talk about all this technology these days, and you don't have to go tour anymore. You know, what's the use of doing it? I mean, that's the best
I don't
part.
like being
I
part of
think,
music.
you know.
I
mean,
still buy CDs.
Yeah,
I'm old school.
yeah,
I've never bought an iTunes or MP3.
yeah. I mean, I still
Yeah,
have a
so-
CD player and a book like that thick in
Yeah,
my
I got a
car
book
right
this
now.
big.
It's like-
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and can you see people are putting tapes out now?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Vinyl's been back now for a couple of years.
Vinyl is one thing.
I don't know
There's
about
nothing that will
cassette
ever
tapes.
sound like vinyl.
I think,
But a cassette, these guys had an EP release party at the bunkhouse, and they had everything was on cassette. And I was like, great, I'd like to help
Gone
support
too
the
far.
band, but what am I gonna do with this cassette? Like literally, you know, you can't get any good sound out of a cassette player. I don't know.
Well, that's it, man. Thanks, guys.
Dude, I'm glad we finally got in here,
Yeah,
with
me
you, man.
too.
It's
Me
good to
too.
see you.
You too.
And yeah, as soon as we have something booked, man, you'll be the first to know, man.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, we're looking
Should
at
we,
Bunkhouse. We're talking to the Brooklyn Bowl, and Triple B said, you know, and the Artifice said, whenever you're ready, man.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
And beginning of October, we released our first single already, but look out for the full EP. It's called Wilderness, and we're very excited about it. So,
Yeah.